Hey guys, it's Mare. Today we're gonna go over a pillar shoulder workout focused all around the barbell overhead press. We're gonna go over how to set up the barbell overhead press, how to do it, what muscles does it target, then we're gonna add in some other workouts to really kind of burn out and kill our shoulders. Let's go. Barbell overhead press. I love barbell overhead press. It really focuses on your deltoids right here, really focusing in on your traps and your deltoids to really build them up. This is a great exercise to add in if you are really trying to build up your shoulders. It's pretty easy to set up. We just got it right here. We're really gonna focus in on really focusing on using just our shoulders to complete that motion. Simple as that. That's what our overhead press is gonna look like. Let's break it down a little bit. Now, as far as our setup, you wanna make sure that our barbell is going to be sitting right here across your chest, just above it. You don't want it too low. Obviously, my clips are a little bit low, so I kinda had to go a little bit lower than I would like, but I usually try to keep it right here so that I'm not trying to scoop it up or trying to tiptoe it as I'm trying to unrack it. So we kinda want it in that neutral position right here across our shoulders. What you want to do with your grip right here is you kind of want it just outside of your shoulder range. You don't want it too close this way so that your elbows are touching. You kind of want it in that neutral position. As far as your elbows, we're not going to have our shoulders out here. So you don't really want that really wide grip this way. We're going to kind of tuck our shoulders in here, which naturally kind of brings our hands in just a little bit. If you're looking at a barbell, I usually try and put my middle fingers or my pointer fingers right on here. I guess it's mostly my pointer fingers right here. So I kind of grip it right here. So then as I'm going underneath it, that's kind of where we're gonna sit, okay? So as we go underneath our bar here, we're just gonna kind of pull our hands underneath us. We're gonna stand up with that bar, and it is literally just resting on top of my shoulders. So my hands are just holding it in place. So as we step back, we're gonna kind of go into that neutral stance, not too close, not too far apart. And as we press, we're going to not do a push press. There are some people that do push presses where you bend your knees. We are not gonna bend our knees. We are doing a strict press. We are just wanting to focus on our shoulders. There's nothing wrong with the push press, but we just really wanna focus on our shoulders, so we're gonna do a strict press. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna push it straight up and forward. Now, a tip that I have is when I'm pushing up, I like to push my head through that little triangle that our arms make. So as I'm pushing it up, I'm trying to keep it in the same spot, and then I kind of push my head through at the top. So I'm really having that lock in on my shoulders. One important piece to remember is when you're bringing that bar back down, we are not letting gravity do the work on this one, not like our deadlift, just because we need to keep that bar in control or else it's gonna fall all the way to the ground and we're gonna somehow injure ourselves. So we wanna make sure we are staying in control of the bar the whole time. So don't go too heavy on this. Do enough to where you are able to really, really control the bar as it goes up and down. Now, a couple of mistakes. We wanna make sure that we are, again, not swinging our arms or bringing our arms too far out this way. It just kind of hurts and puts too much strain on our shoulders. We really want to tuck in those elbows. We want to make sure that we are staying nice and tight in our strict press, which means we need to engage our core. We are not push pressing this way, which there is a place for that, but we're not working on that today. Let me know if you think of any more things that we should incorporate when we're doing our overhead press. So now that we did our overhead press, that is our compound lift of the day. We're gonna add in a bunch of accessory lifts that really focus in on our shoulders, and we're really gonna burn them out, and it's really gonna kill, but this is why we call it our killer shoulder day. So we're gonna grab some dumbbells and we're gonna start with some lateral raises. Now for our lateral raises, There's some people that really like to bring their shoulders way back here, but similar with our overhead press, I always kind of bring our arms in just slightly so they're a little bit more in front of me rather than all the way out to the side. And that really just focuses a little bit more on that central delt that we're really trying to build up. Now for our overhead press and for our lateral raises, that really focuses on this kind of this meatier part of our delt. We're gonna do some front raises to kind of focus in on this front part of our delt so we can really get that round evenness that we want when we're doing our shoulders, and we want our shoulders to look. All right, so now that we focused a little bit more on this medial part of our delt, our front delt, we're gonna kind of focus on these smaller muscles back here, which is our rear delt. Now, our rear delt is really hard to engage, and so we don't really need a lot of weight because this muscle is so small, and we really wanna make sure that we're focusing in on it. So we're gonna keep our weight really light, and we're gonna do some rear delt flies. And I'm gonna do them against a bench. You could do them standing up, but sometimes we get a little bit more movement as we're standing up. So this really will keep my chest nice and still so I can really focus in on those rear delts. Now, when we are doing our rear delt flies, we really want to, a little tip that I always try to do is I always try to pinch my shoulder blades together. So rather than just trying to lift it up this way, we're really trying to pinch those shoulder blades together so we can really engage those rear delts. So to really finish up our killer shoulder day today, we're gonna finish with some Arnold presses. And we're gonna sit here, grab some dumbbells, and we're gonna talk about the Arnold press. And these really focus in on your shoulders. I know we've already really killed our delts. This is really a great finisher. It's really burn them out. And with our Arnold press, we kind of start this way, and we're gonna push it up this way. Make sure you're not knocking your dumbbells at the top, and we're really staying nice and tight and really focusing in on our shoulders. Now, as far as your program for our shoulder day, we did our overhead press, and we did about 3 sets of 5, or we could do a 5x5. Kind of depends. I did a 3x5 today. And then for our accessories, we can do as many sets as we want. But I usually do 3 sets of about 12 to really, really burn out, really focus in on our shoulders, just absolutely annihilating them on our killer shoulder day. And that's it. My shoulders feel absolutely annihilated. I love adding our compound lift of our overhead press with our barbell and then adding in a bunch of accessories. Really gives you a great pump in your shoulders, really kill them out. Get out there. Thanks to Fit Club for letting me come in today and for using their gym. Get out there, hit that subscribe button to get some more gym tips. Get lifting.